Connor McGovern is my starting left guard when we line up against Minnesota in 2 weeks. Tell the truth Monday. Connor McGovern is my starting left guard when we line up against Minnesota in 2 weeks.
Oh, gosh, what did he have in that game? 3 penalties? 4?
Connor Williams had the penalties, yeah.
He had a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
That is interesting because I've been trying to get Connor McGovern on the field for Tyler Biadasz all this time.
Played well the last night. Yeah,
and he hadn't been giving up tons of pressures the last couple of weeks. No, I'm leaving Connor Williams alone. I'm actually still trying to replace my center, I think. It's a good question, though, because that was a little bit of a struggle bus performance. That was a lot of penalties.
They had a lot of penalties.
Yep.
Is Terrence Steele now part of your best 5? I got a follow-up question for this. No.
Because then you're thinking about playing Lyle Collins at left guard?
I just want to ask if that is viable at all. Is that insane? Because the texter asked it, and I've been thinking about it, and I don't know what's wrong with it. If Terrence Steele
5-0, Jeff,
hold the fort,
you can't do that, right?
Lyle Collins is my right tackle. Leave me alone.
I would say Lyle Collins is my right tackle as well.
Yeah.
But I will say this: Ty Nsekhe, who I absolutely despise, had probably 4 or 5 plays yesterday where I was like,
yeah,
well, please don't get us killed.
He was holding it.
He was holding it up. So,
kinda. Yeah. It's awkward. It's weird.
It's very, very.
He's going to throw his arms at you.
It's going to be like he's going to fall down.
The effort was high, though. The effort was good by Nsekhe. I like that.
So we're saying
Connor Williams is still going to be the starter. I don't know why, but McGovern's got to play horrible in practice or something. Like, why doesn't he get more of a shot to do something?
Yeah, why do they hate him, Brian?
Got 2 pathetic players in front of him. Really, is what that is.
I know. There's people over there that do like him, but there's people that like Connor Williams too.
Yeah, I think he's tough. He plays with attitude. Yeah. You know, I don't mind it. I don't think it's the biggest mistake to leave him in there.
All right. How do you guys think the Cowboys' run defense played yesterday?
Good, other than the big drive that was a disaster. It was reminiscent of what we've seen over the last 5 years or so. So all in all, I'll take it. But that drive really, was like, holy cow, it was an
eye-opener.
Yeah.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, I guess it kind of just struck me as meh. Like it didn't. I don't remember having a bunch of plays where it was like, oh, yeah, they're really standing up there. I felt like the Patriots were able to move you around a little bit and gain some yards.
Yeah. I didn't like the fact that that touchdown you're talking about that they just whammed in there at the after the long drive, that every white shirt was in the end zone on the ground. Kind of.
It was crazy. Like I was trying to do the scout thing where it's like, okay, whose fault was that?
Yeah.
And it looked like 5 guys just got destroyed.
I tell you what, I don't think this was a particularly good game for Cowboy linebackers yesterday when it came to getting off blocks and trying to get playing some.
Micah Parsons is supposed to be a defensive end, Brian. I'm done with him playing linebacker.
You know what?
He needs to get his butt to defensive end and let's go get the quarterback.
After yesterday, I was kind of thinking, man, Jeff might be onto something here. I mean,
he's still like we got really excited. We got really excited early when he showed a little bit in coverage, and now as the games go on, we're seeing you probably don't want Micah Parsons in coverage on a running back or whoever.
Yeah,
you want him going after the quarterback.
Yeah,
that's where I want him.
I was kind of thinking the run defense. I didn't like how they got bullied on some of those runs. I really didn't. So but I think some of the linebackers the play was not very good. First thought when Kendrick Bourne caught that touchdown.
Okay, can I be honest?
Yeah.
Okay. We're in a safe space here?
Yeah.
This is a safe space.
Absolutely. Just us 3.
Okay.
Literally.
So the first time when I saw it happen, I rewatched the game in the morning every time, right?
Sure.
Because the first time that I saw it happen, I was at the bar.
Yeah.
I was drunk. And I told everybody, I don't know why I was in an optimistic mood. I was like, that was stupid. That's a lot of time. Cowboys are just going to go score. Wasn't even worried about it.
Really?
If I were sober, probably would have bothered me. Didn't bother me at all.
So you're saying alcohol and bar setting didn't bother you at all?
No, I was like, it's all right. I mean, what? They scored so fast.
They got 3 timeouts.
Cowboys get the ball.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. 3 timeouts.
Yeah, that's where I was. Yep.
General?
I was nervous. I was thinking that we might lose this game now. I was very confident after the Diggs pick. They're probably not going to run it down the whole field again. They don't have enough time to do all that. And then, boom, when that happened, I felt horrible for Diggs because of how excited he was. And I was like, well, that's the Diggs experience. I guess life keeps you humble. I was running the gamut of emotions. But if you made me pick, I still would have picked the Cowboys victory. But I thought the chances of it happening were were dwindling. And I was like, man, we're going to have to talk about this not only all of this week, but next week with the bye, coming off a loss and having to try to get back on the right track, you know?
I was texting during the game. I was sitting on that couch here in the studio, and I was texting with a member of the Cowboys front office. He was watching the game, I was watching the game, and we were going back and forth. And the Cowboys go ahead, they intercept the Diggs and all that. There was excitement. We were kind of texting. And then the last thing he says is, "This isn't over." And I'm like thinking, it's Mac Jones, man. They're not going to let Mac Jones drive the ball on him. Mac Jones is going to check it down. He's not going. They don't have enough timeouts.
And it should have been like a 15-yard completion.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, and when it happened, I'm like, how do you allow that to happen? How do you give up a one play 75-yard? How does it happen?
I think it's the self-protecting instincts of Diggs and KC running at each other and going, if one of us doesn't pull off this, it's like chicken.
Yeah.
We could end each other's seasons right here, running at full speed towards each other. I don't want to say it was nobody's fault, because somebody has to be smart enough to say, my ball, I got it, something like that.
Right.
And neither of them did.
It's both their fault.
Well, that's
Diggs is playing man coverage. That's your man. Stop him from catching the ball. Kazee, you're one high. Stop the deep ball. You're both pathetic losers for that one play. And then you're great players.
No, I tell you what I did. I reached out to a couple people, and to a man, they were like, listen, that's on both those guys.
Is it?
You can't have that happen. I mean, I was thinking, well, gosh, don't let him go inside on you like that, Diggs. And then I was thinking, well, Kazee, how about playing with your eyes a little bit better? But my guys told me, they're like, listen, both those guys played it terribly. That should not happen in a game, but it did in that case. Okay. Were you good with Mike McCarthy going for it on the opening drive of the game?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I believe that's who you are. I believe that's how you coach. You coach aggressively. I was actually disappointed later in the game. Was the missed field goal on a 4th and 1? I didn't like that call.
Yeah.
I think you go for it. I think it's who you are. You believe in your offense's ability to get a yard. You are the number 1 offense in football by yardage. You're the number 2 offense in football by scoring points. Mm-hmm. This is what you do. You score points. You convert 4th and 1. You go. I believe in going.
Yeah, I'm 98% with Jeff on that as your identity. You should go in most situations. I think at a spot like this, where it's a rookie quarterback in an offense that hasn't been scoring a lot.
That's kind of where I was going.
If it's against Aaron Rodgers or Tom, you're like, well, we can punt it, but in 6 plays, they're going to be right back here.
Sure.
So we have to take every opportunity to keep our drives alive. I think against mediocre offenses, you let them punt it back to you.
Yeah, I was one, but the guy completed 1 pass for 75 yards, so that proved me wrong. But I think I would have made rookie quarterback man have to drive that.
I'll tell you, the bigger mistake was challenging the spot on Zeke's run.
Well, if you watch the tape of it, if Zeke runs straight ahead, he's going to get the first down. Instead, he kind of bounced it to the left, and that's where all the clutter was.
Mike probably couldn't believe that he didn't get there, so he was like, challenge.
Yeah.
It's like, just listen to your guys in the booth. They'll tell you he obviously didn't get there.
Exactly. Okay, did your trust level go back up with Bones Fossil after the block punt?
I always knew he was going to be good at that stuff. I worry that has made him more powerful now, that I'm going to call even more stuff. I don't know that success is going to make me feel more comfortable that Fossil's downside is going to go away now. He's going to have a lot of upside stuff there, but his play calling, which is crazy to me, I think it's an insult to Mike McCarthy, and then his insistence that Zuerlein is the guy, I think are 2 flaws that aren't going away.
I'll probably never trust him just because I can see it in his eyes that he's up to something all the time.
Sneaky guy.
But their results on special teams not being in the bottom of the league anymore makes me happy. But I'll never trust Bones Fossil. I can see it in his eyes. He's up to something.
I think it was a very good design when you watch it from the end zone of it, because Noah Brown did a great job of getting the personal protector from the Patriots to pay attention to him. And once that happened, when he went to the outside, that just gave a clear path for Luke Gifford to have to make it. So that was a really good design for them. So I'm with you guys. The trust level, I think there's always going to be something, but the fact that they did get a block punt, I think that's every time you have a block punt, things like that, missed field goals, I mean, that usually kills you special teams wise. So good for the Cowboys getting that done.